My name is Tom Slappy.
And how long have you been coming to Chiropractic Plus?
Well, I've been coming to chiropractic over 5 years.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, well, what was your particular condition? When did it begin?
Well, the condition began a long time before I came to chiropractic. I was, after I got saved, I asked the Lord to restore my health because I had poor health due to my lifestyle. I had type 2 diabetes and a slow healing wound on my ankle, which I was going to a clinic for, and my doctor was the head of the clinic. The thing about that was I had, along with that, I had high blood pressure, triglycerides and cholesterol, and high blood sugar. So I was taking Narvasc and Glucophage and Crestor and Lipitor and putting lotions on my leg and going to the clinic and wearing stockings, and I couldn't wear short pants or go swimming or any of that stuff. And that went on for a few years, and the wound had still not healed, and my numbers for all that stuff wasn't that good. But during that time, I went to a deal at church where Dr. Barnwell had went through the Body by God program with us on a weekly. We did a chapter at a class, so it was real. It didn't overwhelm us. We just worked the program. My attitude was I'd try it because I was overweight. I weighed 280 pounds, and I was in bad health. And even though I've been praying and asking God to heal my wound, my lifestyle was not that good still. Even though I was delivered from the bad stuff, I was still like the lifestyle stuff, but I was still eating poorly. Anyway, through the Body by God program, I changed my eating habits. I got to where I spent more time in devotionals and exercising, and slowly but surely my wound healed. At one point it was so bad I thought they were going to cut my foot off because he was taking the pulse in my blood vessel, and I was praying, Lord, let there be a pulse so he doesn't amputate that foot, and he got a faint pulse out of it. So anyway, that was the down. After Body by God, things started getting better. My wound completely healed, and now you can't even tell I had a wound on my ankle. So praise the Lord for that, and that's how I got involved in Body by God. In addition to that, because of that, when later on I got bursitis in my shoulder, and I went to Dr. Barnwell to get treatment instead of to the medical doctors, because I've done that in the past and they want to do surgery and stuff like that, and I didn't. And I thought maybe there's a different way, so I got treatment, and after some number of adjustments, I got to where I had full range of motion in my shoulder. Feels fine to this day. And that was probably when I first actually going for treatment at Chiropractic Plus. But before that I was doing Body by God. Then I got involved in the Maximized Living, and I went to burst training, and that helped. And in June I had an infection in my mouth, and they said I had gum disease and they needed to do surgery on my gums, but they couldn't because my blood pressure was too high. So back to the doctor I went and got more medicine. He gave me on Glixa, Metformin, Crestor, and Benacar.
So chiropractic has changed all of that?
Yeah, I went to after I went to him. I said these medicines were messing me up. I had no energy. I was fatigued all the time. I couldn't even sing in church, and so I went to Dr. Barnwell and started getting adjustments. And I quit all the medicines. Right off the bat, like a week. I only took them for a week, except for Benacar, which I quit later. But I got my energy back. I got everything, started feeling better, and when I went back to the doctor, they measured my gums, and my gums had healed all except for one spot.
That's wonderful.
And as far as the medical stuff, I went back to my regular doctor, or the medical doctor, and did blood work, and they called me and told me all my blood work, all the numbers were in the normal range. Wow. And they thought I was taking medicine, but I wasn't, and all that stuff got back to normal, which is really a better report than I'd had in previous years.
Wow, that's amazing. Well, what was your impression of like Dr. Barnwell, the team, and what would you like to say to anybody else who might be watching this?
Well, Dr. Barnwell and the staff here they're just very professional, very friendly. There's you can ask any questions and get accurate answers, I guess is one way to say it. You're not left out of anything. You're part of the deal. I don't know. It's just a good place to go. I like to come get treatment at chiropractic. I don't particularly like to go to the doctor's office. It's the only way I can. I look forward to coming here. And other than that, it's also just the spiritual environment. From the beginning, from Body by God on, it's always been about getting closer to God and trusting God, and I think that's been the major change in my life is spiritual stuff.